Hello, 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 everyone out there in the internet lands. My name is Jaimelyn Gray, and welcome to You've Got a Thing, an interview thing about Milwaukee theater things. Got my nerd glasses on. They're not nerd glasses. They're the old person glasses because I have lost my sight over the past year and a half, something like that. Yeah. Anyway, so I'll just move those up there. And, I was just looking at our podcast platforms and making sure that everything was cool over there. And so if you're listening on podcast, thank you so much for listening. And if you're watching on the Facebook or the YouTube, thank you for being there. So I am just here to facilitate some knowledge about companies and shows going on in the Milwaukee area, and hopefully get your butts in some seats somewhere and get you a little excited about what's out there and what you can see. So let's do that. Shall we? Shall we talk about some things that we have going on here in Milwaukee? I do have some things to show you. So first of all, to update you on something that is closing. Cardboard Piano over at Renaissance Theater Works is closing this weekend. And so if you have not gotten in there yet, now is the time to do it because you're running out of time here. And the buzz really out of this production is that it's really just something to watch. I mean, it's just really engaging and really the performers are wonderful and really just positive things coming out of this production. And so I really think that you should try and get in there if you have not already. That's rtwmke.org, Renaissance Theater Works. We did do an episode. This was our first episode coming back in the new year. And so you can go back a couple episodes and check that out. A great interview with Susan Fate. My daughter, Aurora, happened to be home at the time. And so she had to pop in as well. And so you can say hello to Aurora as well. And so there you go. So check that out. If you'd like to know more information about that, you can check out the episode from a couple weeks back to find out more about Cardboard Piano. Yeah, rtwmke.org for that. Then next we have another show that is getting a really great amount of talk, which is I Am My Own Wife by Doug Wright. And this is featuring Jonathan Riker. It's a one-person show, and Jonathan plays a myriad of different characters within that show. Really just words like thrilling and amazing and just real positive feedback about this performance. And we talked to the director of that show last week, Mr. Coddington. We spoke with to talk about I Am My Own Wife at Milwaukee Chamber Theater. A lot of queer joy is another thing that has been spread around there. So if you haven't heard of Charlotte von Malsdorf, this person was an openly gender nonconforming antiques collector in Germany at a time when not that queer persons have ever had it quote unquote easy across all of mankind's time, but this person and their life in the Nazi and East German time was one of like just progressive and forward and really just a person who wanted to live their life and be a person, just a person, just living their truth. And it's a one person performance. just the complexities of this person and about their truth and authentic life. And so you can go to Milwaukee Chamber Theater, that's a TRE, that's a theatre.org, to get your tickets and find more information about that. And you can go and see that through February 8th. So that's got a little bit more time on it than maybe something like Cardboard Piano has. So check that out. Then next we have our fabulous improv persons over at the Interchange Theater Co-op. They've got something every weekend going on, new teams of improv groups and duos, and on Sunday nights they have their open mic that you can check out. So this week, what I hear from them is that they have Purgatorium featuring Palindrome, which is palindromes are round and round in circles. I wonder, I've never seen that myself. So I don't know. You report back to me about what that means as far as improv is concerned. And then Purgatorium is also a group that is there at the Interchange on a regular basis. And I love how it says, every soul has some good in them and deserves redemption. Help us decide which ones are ready to go to paradise and the ones who need more time in the Purgatorium. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah. So then on the 31st on Saturday, they have their short stack. And those are 2-person improv teams, a myriad of them that are performing. Oh, it looks like Eric Kakanis, who's their general manager over there, is performing. Nice. So Eric and his friend Jeff are going to perform. Chris Good is there this weekend. Great. Jesse Skews, who is an understudy for us at the Constructivists with Bug, is over there. And so, yeah, check out the fun stuff over there with improv. So you can go to Interchange Theater, that's a TER.com, for more information and how to get into shows over there. Cool. And then last, but certainly not least, we've got the Brick House, which is a wonderful venue on Center Street here in Milwaukee. Amanda is really the showrunner over there. She and her husband run this venue, and they've got a handful of events happening this weekend. So if you have an opportunity to get over there, you should go over there and check it out. There is one tonight, which if you're watching this at 6 p.m. when we premiere, you're probably going to miss it because it starts at 6:30. So unless you run out of your house right now, you've probably missed it. But I just wanted to mention it because it looks like this is something that's on a regular basis, because you can pay like $20 a session or $50 for a package. And so you're going to want to go to thebrickhousemke.com, thebrickhousemke.com, to find out more information about that and how you can set up for this. It's a meditation for creatives with Dr. Carrie Murphy. And you should bring water and, a comfortable blanket and all those kinds of things, because and I love I've done meditation hours myself, and they're really a really great way to clear your mind. And I highly recommend, if you have not gone to a meditation hour, you should try it. And so check out the brickhousemke.com to find out more information about the meditation for creatives, because you might be able to hop on the next journey. So you can check that out. There's also a pop-up rock and roll dance class with Tom Cawley, real great artist here in the area. And it looks like you're going to learn to do some dancing to Baby, Baby, Baby from Cry Baby the Musical. That sounds enjoyable. It's open to all levels and all experience and varieties of dance experience. Wear clothes that don't restrict your movement. is the big thing for that. Jazz shoes or sneakers are recommended, and bring a water bottle. So, because you're going to move. So go to thebrickhousemke.com for more information about that. And the last thing that they have going on this weekend is an acting workshop. I'm interested in this. I'm not going to be able to make it myself because I've got our under construction process at the Constructivist. But this is a workshop, an introductory workshop called No Acting, Please. It's free, and it's with an artist named Adam Christopher. And the focus is to stop acting and start being. And the idea being that it's work that's grounded in reality, and that it's sort of they call it a method process without the madness, because if you know anything about method acting, it can get a little crazy. So it sounds like they're trying to put some boundaries on that work, which is great. And it's supposed to be a quick, easy to use, and dependable technique on how to prepare for emotionally demanding scenes and things of that nature. So if you're interested in maybe researching a different style of approaching the art, this might be a good little workshop for you. So thebrickhousemke.com to find out more information about that. And that's Sunday night, so you can check that out. So yeah, but you should just go to the Brick House and check out the Brick House, because it's a really great venue no matter what. So there you go. Those are the things that we have this week, is what we're working on this week for events happening in the Milwaukee Theatre Alliance network. I do want to mention also, there's I don't know if they're full up. There's a reading. I don't know if you call it a reading when it's a musical. It's the workshop, showcase, something along those lines, of this new musical called Hellenica. And I'm going on Friday night, and because I've got some colleagues that are involved with this project. It is, as I said, a new musical. It looks like he's been working on this for I want to say that he said 5 years. Kyle Thomas Hannikin. And I think he told me it was 5 years that he's been working on this, but it's really, he's been focusing more on performing it and getting it out into the world over about the past year, getting artists together to create videos of the songs and things like that, and getting support for it. So this is another part of that process of getting more support. I only mention it because it's a really large production. There's a lot of artists, so I'm sure you have a friend or two that are involved in this process. And so if you want to check that out, Google Hellenica the musical, and you'll find it. It pops right up. And so you can, that's also happening this weekend if you want to try and check that out. But like I said, Cardboard Piano is closing, so that's like top of your list if you haven't seen that. And then the other productions are running through February, except for the Brick House ones, which are one-off events. So check it out, friends. And you can always go to MilwaukeeTheatreAlliance.org to find things on our calendar as well to check that out. So why don't we get to the interview then with Mr. Michael Unger, who is one of my favorite people to talk to, because he's so knowledgeable, and he has always has so much to say about the process and how they build musicals over there at Skylight Music Theater, or Theatre with a TRE. And so let's get to that interview, and there you go. That's all I need to say about that, I guess. Yeah. So let's talk to Mr. Michael Unger right now. Yes, good sir. We are here with Mr. Michael Unger, the artistic director of Skylight Music Theater here in Milwaukee. How are you this we're doing this on Wednesday. How are you this Wednesday?
I'm fine this Wednesday. How are you this Wednesday?
I am hanging in there.
Good.
Are we above zero? Is the
I think just ever so
did we
slightly,
make it above
but
zero?
boy, it felt cold today. It's 6 degrees, feels like -7.
Oh, feels
So
like negative. It's always the feels like. So no, see,
yeah,
we're officially not above zero. So
it's cold out there. Oh my
it is the
gosh.
cold one, but we live here, so we know what it is. It is what it
Yes.
is. All right. But you're here today to talk about what order are we in now? This is your first of 2026, yes?
Yes, but it's the third show of our 66th season. So we had Fiddler, Joseph, and now Amadeus.
And you all opened this previous weekend.
Yep,
You are
last
open.
Friday. We
You
played through
are
February 8th, and it's going great. Audiences are bananas for the show.
Are they?
And
That's
it's a beautiful production with incredible performances. Yeah, it's very, very special. And it's a play, not a
yeah,
musical, but it's a play with music.
yeah,
Some people might think that like we've turned Amadeus into a musical, which we have not. Peter Schaffer would never want that to happen, nor would I. We added a live music element, so it is a musical experience.
yeah.
So Jana Vincent, who's the music director, and Karen Estrada, the director, and also Dave Bonifilio have sort of all helped to curate the musical selection. So there's a lot more music than is written in the play. In the play, like at Steppenwolf, which just did a very successful production, there's music written into the script that's generally pre-recorded. We've taken those pieces and made them live, and added a lot more music and live singers. And sometimes when the orchestra calls for like a huge sound or big choral sound, we do have a recorded track for that. So it's a sound effect to get like the big epic moments. But
Sure.
for the most part, it is a live 5-piece chamber ensemble, and it is just beautiful. So nice.
Can you tell me a little bit about the decision to make that happen? Like what it seems it's not odd, but it's just it's a little different to put a sort of a play with music. Is
Are you calling me odd, Jamie?
no,
It's okay. I don't mind. So 2 years ago, 3 years ago, a couple years ago, we did Noises Off with live music.
that's right. That
And the
is
reason we did that is because I love that play. I think it's the funniest play ever written. And I couldn't do it at Skylight without adding music. So I'm like, how can I get this at Skylight? Because I love this play so much. So we added
yeah.
a live jazz ensemble, and it was fantastic. So it's kind of like coming to a jazz club, and then we do the show. They played live music for the scene changes, and then during intermission, we had music. There were 2 intermissions, so we had music going through those, and it was just a delightful, frothy. It was a perfect music for that show. One of my favorite bands, Combustible Edison. That worked great. Audiences loved it. It was, a unique thing for Skylight to do. It was the first play in Skylight's history.
Yeah.
And so there are other plays that I feel would lend themselves very well to that treatment. Amadeus being an obvious one because it's about music. It's about composers. It's about the struggle of creativity and success and feeling mediocre and, envy.
Yeah.
And it's all about Mozart and Salieri, these 2 composers. And ironically, Salieri was actually the more successful composer at the time, although obviously Mozart's fame way outlived and way, shadowed Salieri's. But it's a perfect piece for here. Not only because of the music element, which we have made live, but also because in our setting, in our beautiful Cabot Theater, it is so beautiful. The scenery by Jonathan Burke Einhorn is stunning, and Jonathan has designed all the shows this season. So from Fiddler to Joseph to this, Spitfire to Midsummer, they're so different, even though we have sort of same architecture through all the shows, this sort of bridge at the back that we
Yeah.
can use for levels. So
Yeah.
that stays, but Jonathan disguises them magnificently. The costumes by Chrissy Sneshkoff are out of this world. It's such a sumptuous, beautiful production. The wigs are literally, again, up to here by Dana
Wow.
Rochester. The lighting is gorgeous by Noel Stolmack, and the sound is gorgeous, which you can't see so well, but you can hear it by John Tanner. So it's a great design team. Karen Estrada has directed a beautiful production with just incredible performers, local performers.
How many people?
11 in this show, I think.
Oh, I would
Oh, it's tiny for us.
think more than that.
Maybe
I would
12, 11 or 12.
You don't
Can't
have
remember.
an entire children's choir? You
No,
don't?
but we do have 4 UWM students who they've
Okay.
been great. And it's interesting because they serve as Karen calls them supernumeraries. So they're helping carry furniture on. They're filling out the crowd. They're also singing a lot backstage. There is some backstage singing that is amplified, but otherwise there are no microphones. The band is not mic'd. The actors are not mic'd. It's kind of a beautiful, pure sound, which is what this
Wow.
house was built for. But we have these 4 wonderful students from UW Milwaukee who their costume, as foot men, foot women, foot people. But the way that Jake Horstmeyer has helped us out with the movement and the way he and Karen have blocked them to move furniture to help us go from scene to scene, it's just their commitment is really pure. So it really helps support the world that we're in and the flow of the show, which has to be very nimble and very flexible and mercurial. So it's a really beautiful addition. So that's the second of 3 productions that involve students this year. Fiddler had a lot of Marquette students. This has 4 UWM students, and Midsummer will have I think 14 or 15 UWM students as well.
That's wow.
Yeah, it's a great partnership. We're having a great time with the young artists, and to give them this experience and to get a professional credit on the resumes before they're even out of college is wonderful. And I've seen that happen in other theaters around the country, and it just you can't, like, when you're a scientist or a biologist, you need to be in a lab. So this is a lab. It's a laboratory. It's a great way
Yeah.
to learn.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. And the pride. I mean, I've been walking in as young persons have been walking out of rehearsal and things, and just the pride that people have on their
Yeah.
faces is you cannot hide that. That's
Yeah.
wonderful.
And a lot of that comes from obviously the people they're working with, from the creative team to the actors. Matt Daniels and Zach Thomas Woods as Salieri and Mozart respectively are really world class. Separately as actors, they are world class, but together,
Yeah.
their chemistry, their interchange it's glorious. I mean, it really is do not miss. I have to say, I'm not just saying that because it's at my theater, but the work, it's a lot of words, and we don't normally have that many words on our stage because we have a lot of songs in between the words usually. So
Right.
it is a brilliant play. Peter Schaffer is such a spectacular playwright. He wrote
Yes.
Equus, Lettuce and
Yeah.
Lovage. He's super smart, and each of his plays are super smart and mostly based in historical fiction. So even though it feels like this is a history play, Peter Schaffer has taken many liberties, admittedly, but it's a beautiful play, beautifully written, and of course you couldn't deliver that language without the performers we have. And Rachel Zentek as Constanza, Mozart's wife, is also wonderful, and the character actors are fantastic. And Doug Clemens and Samantha Sosterich play the Venticelli, sort of their Salieri's little winds, he calls them. So they're the people that get him the gossip that he needs, and
Uh,
um, they're fantastic together. So
that's fantastic. And you all have really been striking a chord with the patrons this year. Like, people have just been really over the moon about your stuff this year.
yeah, so far so good. We've picked great titles, we've picked great teams, and we've cast very well, I have to say. I may
That's a good
Stephanie,
just do that.
yeah,
Do
I'd say Stephanie
that.
Stozic is a huge help in that, but Susan Verl obviously advises, but we saw 600 people for this season, 300 virtual, 300 in person, and that's kind of what it takes. Last year was about 650 or 7, but that's what it takes to really find these casts that are kind of magical, and not to mention they're just such nice people, like the families that have been created with each of these 3 shows this far, and last year too, pretty much, has been just fantastic to see.
Yeah, yeah, but just the passion with which Skylight is moving this year is just great.
Thank you.
It's just wonderful to see, and I just love seeing, and in addition to the performance, just seeing patrons come out of the theater and just like such response and just enjoyment, no matter what show it is. It has been.
Yeah, the dream of any artistic director or theater company is to want people to trust you enough that they'll come and see whatever you put on stage, whether they know it or not. And I think we're earning that trust. We're gaining new audience members, which is fantastic. There's a new to file number that we have from our ticketing software that tells us how many people are coming to the building for the first time, and that's growing and growing. It's been great. It's really, and we have a great team here. Our staff is so small at Skylight. Well, Constructivists is smaller. I acknowledge that. I'm sorry. But
no. It's not a competition, but for what you're doing, it's a very small team. Yeah.
And it's a great team.
And it's a great team.
Marketing, development, IT, education. It's really we're improving every day. We're getting really good at this stuff.
From a small company that works inside the BTC, the reaching out to, and just from a Theater Alliance standpoint too, just reaching out to the Skylight team, very just easy to get a hold of, easy to deal with, easy to talk to.
Good to hear. I also have to give a shout out to our production team, because I'm not sure if you're going to show any pictures of the show. We can get
I'll reach out to your marketing person.
Yes, because the show, it is stunningly beautiful, and Jonathan designed a beautiful set, but Eiley built it, and Amaya did the props, and Ashton did the lights, and we have, even in the production team itself, just the beauty that they've created with very limited resources and very little budget is kind of miraculous. Honestly, when you walk into that theater and see what's on that stage, you're like, whoa, how did they do that? I question how we did that. And the way we did it is because the people we have working in our shops. Yeah. And working behind the boards and working, on the audio side and the lighting side and props and sets and costumes. Oh, the costumes are gorgeous too. So, it's just a beautiful show. It's and I love having period shows. We don't often have period shows on our stage. So just to see that elevated level of costuming and wigs and sort of style is very exciting.
Because it takes a different level of management. When you period stuff is just, I won't say that we'll never touch period stuff, but the chances of us doing that are just in terms of, I'm not sure that patrons really know how much effort and management goes into when you have a period product, that you need the wigs and
those wigs don't style themselves. Let me tell you, actually, I do an insights sort of pre-show lecture for all Wednesday and Sunday shows, and I have a really fun video of Dana Rochester styling a wig that has like a huge chicken wire cage inside it, because it's literally, Brennan's wig is literally 2 feet tall. And also Jonathan Eiley carving the beautiful golden framework that's like it's an oversized, imagine a Rococo frame that's carved out of pink foam, but it's so beautifully done.
Pink foam, yes.
Lots and lots of pink foam.
Yes, I'm familiar.
I'm sure.
Yes, that hand carving. When you have artists who can do that, it's a magical utility, and and you end up with Baroque fittings and things that
and if we had 10 people in the shop, this would be a proud achievement. We have Eiley, one person, and Jonathan helps a lot, and Amaya obviously, but we do have some overhire, but for the bulk of it, we are a very skeletal crew here, and they're terrific artisans.
And we are grateful for those people.
We could not do what we do without every one of them. That is the truth. Who
keep moving us forward, and who keep, theater alive is really what small teams of people are doing these days. And we could go into a whole discussion about the funding crisis in Wisconsin, about arts funding, and how dire it has been and continues to be. And some of that team thinning just speaks to burnout and just
Sure does.
some real challenges with providing for your family and being able to balance that art lifestyle with real life.
Yeah.
And some people have made some really tough decisions. I've seen it, in my network of like people just saying like, I can't make art right now because I got to provide for my family. And that is an entire, I'm just throwing that out there because I think that speaks to what you all are going through, what we've been going through this whole time, but what medium size and large size companies are going through in Wisconsin in particular with that squeeze that we've been living with.
Yes, true. And also on the other sort of side of the coin, local technical artisans are few and far between.
Yeah.
Hey, kids out there, if you're watching, you don't have to be on stage. Like, please be a stage manager, be a designer, be a props artisan, be a carpenter. I mean, there's so much exciting stuff you can do to support what's on stage. And that's once you find good people, you got to hold on to them because they're
anecdotally. I do have some artists who are doing our under construction show right now, and they were just telling a story of how they're working in a middle school. I don't remember which middle school it is, but they're building a show, and the kids are more interested in the technical aspect than the on-stage aspect. And I was like, please let them do that. Just make a show of like how the backstage works. Let them live in that space and foster that talent to be artisans of that caliber rather than actors everywhere. Yeah. And not a tech person to drink. What? Anyway. Yes. So this is going to run through February 8th, you said. Yes.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Is no chance for extension? You guys are going back to back to back.
No, we can't have extensions because we have our next show coming up. We start rehearsals on Spitfire Grill next Tuesday.
Of course you do.
So, and that's right close to Midsummer. That's how we fill the season. So.
Yes, for sure. But if people want to go and get tickets to this amazing journey, they can go to smtmke.org. And
yes, also Skylight Music Theater, TRE.org as well.
I just like the SMTMKE.
I know. So I do too. Our marketing people, I think, prefer the longer one just because it's, you have to translate it, but it doesn't matter. You'll get there. You'll find a way, I'm sure.
If you're a nerd, if you put in smtmke.org, it forwards you to Skylight.
Exactly.
I nerd out on that stuff. How the internet works, also another discussion for another time.
Sure.
But yes, so thank you so much for your time today, good sir. Always love to have you on here, and we'll have
Always
you back for Spitfire, and
Great.
So we can talk about that journey, because Spitfire was also was that a movie first?
It was, this show, Amadeus, was a play, then a movie. Spitfire was a movie and then became a musical, yeah. Yeah,
opposite journey.
Yes, but a beautiful film. In fact, the woman who played the lead in that, I directed, I think before she did that movie, my directorial debut was Taming of the Shrew in LA. And she played Bianca, Allison Elliott. She was fantastic. But my wife was actually in the original production, the world premiere production of Spitfire Grill in New Jersey at George Street Playhouse, where it premiered.
Of course.
And then the day that David Saint, the director, called her to say, we're going off Broadway, she's like, I'm literally about to give birth to twins. So, because originally that show was supposed to be at Playwrights Horizons off Broadway at the end of the season, but because it was the beginning of the season, she had just given birth to twins. So Liz Calloway replaced, who is a brilliant artist, singer, actress. But Janet was originally played Shelby in that show.
That's awesome.
But it's a beautiful score, and James Valk, who wrote it, is directing it. It's the 25th anniversary production. He's on like 50 shows at Skylight in the pit, conducting, acting, writing. So we're very excited to get that back here. This is the third time Skylight will have done this production. And James really wanted to do the 25th anniversary production here, which is so sweet.
That's superb. That's awesome. Love that.
It's another great cast, and just be a gorgeous production, a great transformation scenically from Jonathan, and it is a score that is just so luscious and beautiful, and the story is so powerful and simple. That's a small cast. That's maybe 7, 8 people.
Yeah,
Yep.
That feels about what I've seen floating through the things. Yeah. Well, we'll have you back, and you can talk about
Great.
the amazingness that is happening with that. So
Fantastic. Thanks.
all right. Well, have a great rest of the run, and
Thank you.
we'll talk to you soon.
Great. Good luck with Bug. Can't wait to see it.
Thanks.
All right. Bye.
There you go. What did I say? Always a great time with that man. So much he knows about so much, and always a story or two and a backstory of something or other to tell us when he comes here. So that's great. So there you go. That's what we have this week for You've Got a Thing. And next week I'm supposed to be talking to somebody over at Capita about their spring. They always have these showcases, these artist showcases. And so when Rulene, my friend Rulene, filled out the episode sign up sheet, she didn't really fill out what we were going to talk about, but I'm interested to find out what's happening over at Capita. So I hope you'll join me next week. Capita stands for City at Peace in the Arts, and great organization here in Milwaukee. And so hopefully you will join us next week, and we can hear more about what's happening on You've Got a Thing.